That doesn't bode well.
Sebcon on YouTube says, here you go, slightly smiling face, hello?
Hey, Seb.
Hi,
I've
Seb.
got I've got Kevin in chat with me.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says, Guten Morgen, smiley face.
And Bjorn joins the party. Hey, Bjorn.
Well done on your result Sunday, Bjorn.
Green, green, green.
Sebcon on YouTube says, yes, gluten more Glenn.
One more lap.
Damn it, I invalidated my second lap.
You have a few laps of fuel left.
Nice. Sorry, not about you. New PB.
Awesome. Nice.
Sebcon on YouTube says off track is brutal in this T2.
It wasn't by much either, but
All right, there's the checkered flag.
Oh, Gary still had a lap to go.
I didn't do a race distance test. Kevin, are you running with? You're probably in metric, but I'm running 8.5 gallons. What is that like?
I'll switch it in a
40 liters. Hang on.
It's like 10 seconds to switch here. I'm running
38.6. Okay, got it.
8.5.
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks.
And back to metric. Yep.
All right. Okay, welcome, Dad. We are in Oulton Park in the
Sebcon on
UK.
YouTube says 38.6 LS.
Cheers, Seb. We're looking at 24 laps. We've got 10 drivers. I'm driver number
Janieva
4.
on YouTube says good luck, Glenn.
Thanks, Jorge. Thanks for hanging
Bjorn
out.
Ackerman on YouTube says hi dad face red heart shape.
And I qualified 4th.
Sebcon on YouTube says good luck.
Thanks, Seb. Ah, yes, I see the same chat. Here we go. All right, and I guess Gary put it on a poll. Yep, 24.4. Very nice. Kevin, nice lap. 24.5. Uwe.
Thank you.
And then me. Pedro, Evan. Okay.
Sebcon on YouTube says my boy in pole. Smiley face.
Yeah, you killed it. That was a nice lap, Seb.
The estimated strength of field is 2,505. It's competitive out there. Head down, stay sharp. Everyone's gridded. Green flag, green flag. Car on your left. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Nice one, Glenn.
Uwe was very polite. Not that I would expect anything different, but he could have pushed it.
Gary definitely has the pace at the moment.
Yeah, I'm struggling to keep up with you guys. Nice.
The next car's the leader.
Way to stay in it.
The leader just did a 25.036. The car in C1 just set the fastest lap. 24.706.
Too lightly there and went off the left-hand side. That was close.
I literally did the same.
Druids, gotta love it or hate it. I love it.
Just set your fastest lap of the day. Just set your fastest lap of the session. The leader is running 24.479.
Gotta get that exit from turn 1 right. And maybe the entry to turn 2.
We've got 10 laps to go. Getting set to fast lap of the session.
I just gave away P3.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says face purple crying.
Yep. I have to go back and look at that one. I think I put a tire off or something, and tires don't like to slow down in the grass.
Generally not, no.
And they tend to upset the longitudinal stability. To say it politely. Oof, 3.3 to Uwe. I don't think I can do that in the time left.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says focus and hunt UE down, smiley face.
That's the new goal. Does happen, but he doesn't make mistakes often. I don't know what's going on there.
5. 5 to go. It's going well. Keep at it.
Oh, Gary. You almost lost it on the back straight.
All it takes is blinking in the wrong spot.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says uff.
Yeah, there's a lot more stutter going on than I'm ever seen at Oulton Park. And just a second ago, my VR display went completely sideways.
That's scary.
Well, yeah, like it's losing tracking or something. The good news was it was only about, I don't know, 10 or 12 degrees off to the left, not 90. Went off track, but didn't hit the wall very hard.
Two more, let's go. The car in P1 just at the fastest lap, 24.228. You just got the white flag. That means one more lap to go.
The good news is the saving grace. I got a huge gap back to P5. Oh. Oh, Jesus.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, me too. Usually it's just from the VR headset though, but
No, I was running quali pace the whole race, so just
yeah,
to
that's
keep
impressive.
up with Gary. And it paid off.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says, so it was a VR thing? Stream runs smooth, nothing to notice here. Sounds like I did right not to buy VR and go with triple 32. Also, I have some motion sickness problem with VR on tests.
Yeah, the good news is the VR for me has been really solid. Even with the G2, and a lot of people had reliability problems with Windows Mixed Reality and all that stuff. I got pretty lucky. I had a good unit, good cable, never had any really problems. That's the first time in a long time I can remember that it actually reset.
Sebcon on
or
YouTube says
did
shit.
anything
Missed.
weird.
What happened to Gary? Sad face.
Yeah.
So yeah, the good news, Bjorn, is that I've never suffered with any of the motion sickness, so that's good. Doesn't matter how much or how little I expose myself to it. And these days, I don't think I could go back to Pancake. I just don't, I might be able to get used to it, but it just feels so different now.
Same for me.
But I also never had triples. I never had that luxury.
Before I had this setup, I had a laptop.
Yeah.
Single screen.
Yeah. Fond. I was never really competitive, but fond memories of back in the day with a laptop with a clamp on, driving Force GT, and fun, but not capable.
Yeah, I might upgrade my wheel sometime soon. I'm still, sure you've seen it, I'm still using the trusty old G25.
Yeah, I saw that. It's impressive. You do well with it.
Well, yeah, the wheel is honestly the least important part, as long as you have force feedback.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did upgrade the pedals, so. But yeah, the biggest difference for me in the VR is just the depth
Bjorn
perception.
Ackerman on
You
YouTube
can
says,
run
think
so
Kevin
much
just beat
closer
him
to
at
other
Sebcon.
cars.
Yeah, by the way, did you take, I wasn't paying attention, but did you take it, Kevin?
Yeah, the last
Nice.
lap, Gary made a tiny mistake on that after the back straight. He was kind of dicey there in the whole race, but
Nice. Congrats.
yeah, thank you. We swapped a couple of times, just every time one of us made a little mistake.
Yeah.
And the other just immediately go by.
Anybody remember what lap it was? I lost it.
You should be able to see it in the timing.
Yeah.
If you click your name and then laps and then go to race. I'm
Well,
guessing it's lap 16.
sounds about right because
You did a
what's the
131
gap
there.
here?
Sebcon on YouTube says, you filthy liar. Just kidding. Well done, Kevin.
Seb says, well done, Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so what happened here? Go down to quarter speed.
Oh, and well done to Seb, by the way, for his mega fast hot lap.
Oh yeah, I just put a tire off under braking. Fuck. And I'm a passenger after that.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says break and gras, sad face.
Was it? Oh, last corner. Yeah.
Stupid. Squandered opportunities.
Only barely in the grass.
How are we doing? Yeah, my environment hasn't changed here. I don't know. Sometimes if I don't turn off, well, if I don't close the blinds behind me during the day, there's some pretty direct sunlight that comes in. There's two massive windows over my left shoulder and this door that you can see over my right. And sometimes that bright light, especially if the rays are moving over time, will screw up the VR tracking. But there's none of that right now.
Mhm. Let me check Gary's lap side because it looked like he was. Yeah, he's just in the braking after the back straight. He's just in the grass constantly.
I did see smoke coming up from down there. I assumed it was dust on their under braking. One thing to remember is on his sim, he may not be in the grass. Maybe it's just our, the small bit of net
Yeah,
code.
maybe, but
But
it seemed very consistent. So
yeah,
it's
who
like
knows?
he's trying to take those two little curbs on the outside, but
Yeah,
yeah, maybe it's just netcode, but
I don't know. I mean, you guys were
it seemed
fast. There
very
was
yeah.
even before I started losing it, I was losing that gap on you guys. All
Yeah,
right, so
Daniel Drum
Gary
on YouTube
definitely had
says
the
go get
pace
M.
in the
Romer.
first couple
Oink.
of laps, and then once I got up to speed, yeah, it was very close.
hey Dan, great to see you. Thanks for dropping by. I don't know how much you saw, but squandered opportunities. The a friend of mine who I met on online flight sims back in, I don't know, Dan, what was that, 1996? And I've been in contact with ever since. In fact, he recently got into, remind me, Dan, was it AMS2 or ACC? Racing the vintage cars?
Daniel Drum on YouTube says a long time. Daniel
has been
Drum
a
on
while.
YouTube says ANS2.
AMS, cool, okay. How's it going? Are you still enjoying it? You should definitely come race the 49s with us. You got to do it.
He's gotta.
Gotta. Seb, Bjorn, Kevin, chime in. Dan's gotta. I wasn't it Benjamin Coote was asking about how we kept control.
Sebcun on YouTube says gotta.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he made. Looks
Bjorn
like he made it
Ackerman
to
on
lap
YouTube
3.
says gotta.
No.
Thanks, guys. You heard the crowd, Dan. It's unanimous.
Daniel Drum on YouTube says we'll look into it. Doubt I could hang. Smiley face.
Well, I think you've seen some of my progress. We'll call it that. I was nowhere close to hanging 3 years ago. All right.
Even on lap 1, Benjamin was in the tires.
Oh, was he?
Don't think he had damage.
Looks like he did continue on pretty quickly. I caught up with him on lap 3 when he
Yeah,
lost it
he was
after.
in the gravel in the last turn as well. Let's see. Ooh, that was a save.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says 2:30 a.m. time for bed. See ya on track.
And another X.
You're a monster, Bjorn. Sleep well. What is it, 1:30 for you, Kevin?
Well, at the start of the race, it's now.
Oh, 2:30. Yeah. Same time
Yeah,
zone as Bjorn.
It looks like Benjamin actually kept his car in one piece, but yeah, he spun every lap multiple times, so he just parked it.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says weekend for me. Winky face.
Which, yeah, is probably the sensible thing to do. But yeah, just needs more practice.
That's fun, Bjorn. Kevin's got the day off tomorrow too, right?
Yeah, it's Ascension Day. That's a holiday.
All right. What was the strength of field? All right. So strength of field was 2505. Gary definitely pumping up that number. Where is he? 4,300. Uwe, 4,300. I'm around 32. Pedro, the same. Kevin, 35. 35
now.
34.53 technically. And
Steadily. A little bit of safety loss for me, but only a bit. Gary did the fastest lap.
Yep. How did he do? So you guys were both a good 10th or 2 faster than I was. And here's my kind of frustration kind of forever. When I can stay on track, great. I was 4 tenths, let's be conservative, 3 tenths faster than Uwe, fastest lap. But if you can't stay on track, you're not going to finish high. And he's so clean. He had 0 incidents. I had 8. You guys had 3 and 2. Pretty reasonable. Pedro had 0. And I kind of fell apart there at the end. All right, so safety rating dropped a little bit, and I got a small 14-point bump to iRating.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says you love that off track in T1.
And already some championship points.
Yeah, the bad news is I'm perennially fast in, slow out. Horrible. Bjorn's making fun of me for that off tracks on T1. All right, and I pulled.
Seb Kun on YouTube says T2 is even more sneaky.
Yeah, Seb, I don't really get T2. Kevin and I were talking about T2 earlier. The entry into that one's so wonky. I get it wrong. You probably watch. I got it wrong.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says he took 5x the T1. Laughing face.
I did get it right most of the time, but I feel like I'm just holding back like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the best way to get in there is you have that little dip right in the braking zone, and I feel like you kind of need to lift the brakes there just a tiny bit, just to keep the car settled.
I think you're right. I think what was working for me was being slower on the brakes, right? Not cramming them on the way I would do on a regular straight entry, and then trying to keep the back end in check without running wide, because I found that the tight line there seems to be faster. Especially if I don't slide the car around and heat up the tires, then I've got some grip for the exit. I don't know.
Yeah, I do think a slightly wider entry is a tiny bit faster, but yeah, it's just so much more.
Yeah.
So much more dicey than the tight line, and it's there's not much in it. So.
Nope.
So I'm just gonna run the tight line in the races.
Yeah, and I had a really good race here last time we were here. It was a midweek. I forget exactly who I was running against, but the big name that I remember was Antti Karenin, I think. 6,000 iRating guy, and I was in the zone. I was gapping him. It was a good race. I made very few mistakes and just fast. Felt so good. If we could just get those back more regularly. All right. And the only other thing I want to take a look at was 93 champ points. So since Kevin's here with us, let's see how we're doing overall in the official series.
I don't think I'm gonna beat this amount of championship points this week.
Probably not. That was a good one.
Bjorn
All right.
Ackerman on YouTube says, I always got killed here. L49, L79 Audi always killed by someone. Sad face.
Yeah, it's Kevin and I were joking about that before the race, Bjorn. I like this track a lot, but it's tricky. It's kind of narrow. It's really bumpy. It's got some really really light moments in the car, and I think last time that race I was talking to you about that I beat Ante, I'm pretty sure I dodged a bullet in the very first lap one. I won't name names, but his name rhymes with Steve Morris. Missed his braking on the back straight and just barely missed me with the torpedo. So I lived to fight another day and won that one. Right, I got distracted. What are we looking at? Right, Division 2 official series stats. Kevin Verbruggen, 1,060. Marco's not far off, 966. And then me, a distant third, 859. David Rossi and Pedro Timoladri behind me.
Wait, is there like a drop we counted or?
I think I did. You're the only one with 9 weeks counted. The rest of us have 8 or less. I definitely did not make at least one. Pretty sure I didn't race. Oh, I didn't race Talladega.
Bjorn Ackerman
Yeah,
on
Marco
YouTube
just
says
hasn't raced this
DIV2
week
think I'm
yet.
DIV4 or 3.
But I was like 40 points ahead after last week. But I did just get 140 and now I'm 100 ahead, so that doesn't make sense.
I do think you're right because remember there's 4 drop weeks in the official and only 2 in the Lotus 49. But
yeah, maybe there's like a drop week counted.
Yeah, and yeah, Bjorn,
Bjorn
you're
Ackerman on
Division
YouTube
3.
says P6 WTF.
Let's take a look at Division 3. It's Michael Grissinger. Makes sense because he's also leading the F2 championships.
That's right.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says Jan P5 what?
Andre, Mats.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says need to fin a race D.
Jonathan Jordan. Tobias, yeah.
Yeah, he's got you by 70 points, Bjorn. Similar number of starts. He's got a win, a top 5 versus your 3. Oh, that's what I want to look at. Division 2, Kevin's got 9 weeks, 27 starts, 80 incidents. I've got 5 fewer races and I've got 10 more incidents. Nice job, Kevin.
Thanks.
Marco, steady as ever, 15 starts, 3 top 5s, and only 66 incidents.
Well,
a clear 106, 107 points ahead of
only
me.
66, but he's done half my races.
Yep. And
So
let's see.
So that's like 1.5 times my amount of incidents per race.
This one doesn't give us our average points, does it? No, I don't think so.
I mean, wouldn't average just be points divided by the weeks?
Sure, if you bother to do the math. That's tough.
Calculator.exe.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says, oh, they're the guys on my pace cam. Kurt Robert, all Division 2.
117 average for me. 859.
Yeah, you should be up there, Bjorn. Just keep finishing races and you will be. I thought you were
Bjorn
going to bed.
Ackerman on YouTube says, shout stop wreck around in F3, laughing face.
Yeah, you got to stop racing those other tracks, so those other series. You got to practice the 49. That's all it is.
No, Bjorn's got to practice a 79. Get a podium next time.
Bjorn
All
Ackerman
right.
on YouTube says I only race around 20 series. Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says that's not much.
You're a crazy man. 20 series? That's insane. I can
who
barely
is-
race one.
Who is running 20?
Bjorn. But he's sleepy. He's probably delirious.
Bjorn Ackerman on YouTube says L49.
Yeah, I'm only running this one, but yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
tryharding this season.
Yeah, I would like the opportunity to try hard. 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I was able to do some
Bjorn
coaching with
Ackerman
Nick
on
and
YouTube
put some
says
time into
laughing
it.
face.
Mhm.
And it improved a lot. I mean, no doubt, I definitely improved. A lot of my pace increased at all my and everything I know about racing, Mick taught me. I didn't have a clue. Okay. All right. Let's see who we got. We had Seb, Jorge, Bjorn, Dad, Dan. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Bad news, not necessarily for you guys, but for me, as I've got client dinner plans on Friday nights, so I won't get to race Friday. So my next opportunity, if I can make it work, will be Saturday morning. All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See ya.
See you guys.
Excuse me.